Hello YouTube and welcome to Allie's Wonderland Creation. I'm Alice Seraphin and I am an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and excuse me, allergies got me having a little cough here due to post-nasal drip. Today I'm going to be showing you my easel card in color, as I'm calling it. So I'm going to take away my nameplate and, well, I can leave that here because we're going to be using that. This is my whiteboard. I'm not sure if you can see all of it yet, but okay, so this is Allie's Wonderland Creations by me, Alice Seraphin. I'm a demonstrator in the US. This is my easel card in color. The stamp sets I'll be using are Peaceful Cabin, and I'll show you a peek at that. Oh, that's Angel. That's the next one. This is the Peaceful Cabin. Then we're going to be using the saying Peace on Earth from Angels of Peace. My card base is changing because I made this yesterday, so I can switch this out. I should have checked this. My card base is going to be in Soft Succulent. Cardstock I'll be using is Basic White, Evening Evergreen, and Soft Succulent. Ink colors, nothing else has changed. Evening Evergreen, Basic Gray, Early Espresso, and Soft Suede. The tools I'll be using is the Stamparatus and the Mini Cut and Emboss Machine. And I'll be using the embossing folder Wintry 3D. So I'm going to put my whiteboard away. And I wonder if I went over the dies. We'll be using the tailor-made tag dies. And they're right next to me. The cabin dies. And I already have the pieces I'm using today pulled out of this, so I'm going to set those on a new area back to the right of me on a shelf. All right, so let's get started. I have some little tags with dimensions on it to stamp and die cut the trees. You'll need a piece that's 3 7/8 by 2.5. I have done that one, so I'm going to set that aside. PEC for me stands for Portrait Easel Card. You will need a piece of basic white cardstock cut at 3.5 by 4. That's what we'll be using to stamp on. And for a landscape easel card, which I will show you. I've already stamped and cut this piece out. You would need 2.5 by 4.5. I actually think it's 4 1/4 because I cut a little bit more off of it. I did record this video yesterday, only to find out only 9 seconds got recorded. And it was a bit long of a video, so I think it kind of needed to be done over, so that worked out for the best. So let's get started. The first thing we'll be needing is the cabin. I'm trying to be a little bit more organized yesterday. Oh, let's get this out. Like I said, we already used the trees, and you can see I cut mine in half. Cut the 2 here and that one there. Personal reasons, just because the way I was trying to use some paper. So I want to try using the fence today. I'm calling this little one a badger. And we need this. So, oh, no, and we need another reason why I cut it in half. We're going to need this little tree. Hopefully it works. Okay, so I'm going to set my stamps to the side here. I'm going to take off my jacket. And give me a second. My heater, my room was ice cold this morning. I have a sweater on, a little jacket on. I'm going to turn it off while I do this recording. So, Stamparatus. Oh, what made this card possible? I need my little dry erase marker. I need my early espresso ink. Set that aside because I labeled them all, so I knew what colors I would be using. All right, so here is my piece of basic white 3.5 by 4 that I am using for my easel card. And I will show you a little tip that I use. When I'm doing more than one card on here, which I have been doing, I put a little mark right there. It's just a dry erase marker. And that lets me know when I take this up and move it, because I don't put it all the way at the top. I think it's used easier in the middle here. And I line it up in the grid. And I do want this up at the top. Now, my cabin, let me show you what happened yesterday. This is what we'll be stamping in different colored inks. So, just making sure. But I got, excuse me, earbud fell out of my ears. I got a little careless when cutting it, and you can see that it got messed up. So that's what happens when you try to hurry. So I'm going to put this all the way up here. Yes. And bring this down to pick it up. And I know that it's going to take at least 2 inkings to get this image how I want it. Just from prior experience yesterday. I'm using a dry board eraser just to rub on this. It does a little easier. See, that's kind of light. I didn't want to re-ink my ink pad here. I didn't want it to be too juicy and then mess it up, so I'll redo it when I'm done. And this video is done correctly. Let's see. Oh, much better. Much, much better. You can see the detail. It being one of those distinctive stamps. It's got lots and lots of detail. So, Early Espresso is now done. And I'm relabeling it. So, I'm going to turn my other light on. Well, I can't because I don't have the plug-in. Okay. Now I'm going to remove my cabin. Trying not to get too much ink on me. And I'm going to be stamping the saying, the sentiment. Your kindness makes the world a better place. And that, like the trees, are going to be stamped in Evening Evergreen. Ooh, juicy, juicy, juicy pad. I don't think I'm going to need the dry eraser. Just a nice, smooth rub across. Yes, that's all I needed. I'm going to close up that ink pad, put its tag back on it, and remove my saying. And put that way, way down at the other end of the table. Now, oh, yeah, this is a new thing. I really thought I would stamp this here. But now that I'm thinking about it, I might stamp it on a scrap piece of paper and die cut it out. Okay. That was just something I was playing with the idea. Okay, so this piece is done because I'm going to change it up a wee bit from what I did yesterday. Put that somewhere safe. And I'm going to bring in this scrap piece of paper, which is 1 1/4 inches by 4 1/4. And I want to try, first we're gonna do the little fence. I thought I might try to die cut these and add them on the card. Give it a little bit more different look. My little dog's hair is right there. All right, so now I'm gonna close this up. And lost another earbud. Need to make a note when I go in the house to order the little rubber things to go on these that would fit my ear hole. Okay, let's give it a little bit of soft suede, little rub. Oh, that's so nice. Okay, yeah, I really like that. I'm gonna set that way down there. Close up soft suede because that's all I wanted it for. That's why I called it my easel card in color. I'm trying to figure out where to put the ink pad where it won't be in the way. Put its label on. Bring in Mr. Badger. Because I realized, oh, I can cut out the little badger. Now this one, I do know I gotta be a wee bit careful with. I'm looking for my tissue box. Because last time I stamped him, I got a ring around the badger. Not a look I wanted. So I'm gonna try to let's see if that works. I'm gonna check it right now. I don't see any around the edges of him. A little, very gently tapping down just in case there's some ink around the edge of the stamp. Yes, okay. Now, Mr. Badger, I want to close up the ink pad before I get it. Sorry about that. I'm just moving my camera stand to make room for those stamps. All right, put those aside. Take this out. Now, this is going to go in. Move the stamparatus. I'm done with it. Put it on the shelf next to me. Some glue. Alrighty. My little box here, my little box lid, is full of everything. Sorry about that. That I need to die cut. And I've done some of the work for myself. Let's set these aside and this aside. And I just got ink on that. You see what I did? So, okay, back we go. Let's move it all. Bring back my stamparatus. Oh, I'm going to have to clean my hands off. I don't know where. Oh, I see it. It's on my thumb when I was closing the ink pad. Okay. I need another little piece of scrap for the fence. I wonder if this scrap would work. Alrighty. We need the fence post. And I don't have to, I might do this, move the paper to it. Oh, look at me. Okay. I'm going to line it up on my line. That's why I have the line there. I'm going to put it like this and then flip it over in a second once I get the fence on the plate. There we go. Now, since I know where it's lined up at, I can take it, flip it over, put that there, and soft suede is under here. let's see. And I'm going to be a bit more careful. I'm going to stand up. Rub it. Yes. Okay. Can lay it back down, and now I can sit down and make sure. I'm gonna move this off to the side. The wee little badger's okay. Take this off, and let's go ahead and stamp another badger. I wonder, I could just stick it on here, huh? Give me my magnet. All right. I want one more for the other card. And we need the basic gray pad. That's where it came from. You can see my thumbprint. All right, a real gentle light. Trying not to get it a ring around him. Here's my sticky notes. Yes, okay. So this scrap piece am not in need of. Boy, it's so strong, and then I can erase no, I'm leaving my mark there for later. I'm gonna leave the badger on there too, just for now. He's not gonna go anywhere. I'm gonna go ahead and clean my hands again before I bring in my machine. Tree, I'm gonna set aside. All right, so bring in the mini cut and emboss machine. I'm gonna have some ink pads over there that stay there all the time. So, die cutting. Plates 1, plates 2, got those ready. Let's go ahead and die cut what we just stamped first before we get into my little box. Oh, washi tape, come to me. So, little trick with washi tape. I take it and I rub it on either, I have knit pants on, I do it on that, a t-shirt, something, so it's just less sticky. I mean, because I have had it tear my paper before. In fact, it did yesterday in my previous attempt to record this, when I was die cutting the tags for the inside of the card. Piece there. I just don't want to take the chance of them moving any bit, so I can't see his head to line this up. Okay, down we go. We'll do this one more time. There we go. I'm trying to be all careful here. My dog's not even in here. She does not like the noise. But sometimes it makes a popping sound. Let's see how we did. There's our fence post. And let's see our little badger. Oh, come on. There he is. And I do need this other badger. So we'll go ahead and die cut this fence post out. I didn't do too well of a job on the bottom, but it's going to be just fine. Let's see. Little badger. Such tiny little eyes. Okay. bring the machine back in camera view. And give it a little roll. Sorry if it shakes the camera. The back of it is, we have some more to die cut. So let's just pop these out. The fence out. Alrighty, those go in the recycle bin. I recycle all of the paper scraps. In fact, I have an idea to do a video on what I do. I have a bin of recycled paper and a bin of paper I'm going to use for something. Alright, I do not know why my earbuds keep going ding, like a little ring in my ear. They're fully charged. Okay, I am using, this is one of the dies. I think someone's either trying to call me and I'm ignoring it. That's okay. The little tree dies here. There's 3 of them. We'll be using the other one in a second. But I love them, but I want them layered. And I'll show you after we get this done. Here's the first part in Soft Succulent. So I need to put it through here. A little bit of washi tape. Just make sure it doesn't move off my paper. This is just a scrap piece of Evening Evergreen. And sorry about the camera shaking. So there's one. We need to do one more. And hopefully, guys, I'm just popping it down here. Gonna get it back in the machine real quick. I'm not sure if you guys like to sit here and watch things go through this little machine or the big machine. Haven't got any feedback on that. Some projects I have everything stamped and die cut out, so all you have to really see is watch me assemble the card. If you would like to leave me some feedback in the comments, I'd love that, to see whether you want to keep seeing everything done physically or whether you're okay with skipping some. So I'm going to set that die aside. I'm going to need this. Now for the mechanism for the piece inside the card to make it stand up as an easel, I hope you can see the detail in this. I use the Wintry 3D embossing folder, and I use the pine boughs. Now I cut these yesterday, got through the video and was going, and I realized that this was the same color as my card base and it didn't stand out. I'll show you the difference when we get to putting the cards together. But what I want to do, and I have an idea, since it's so gorgeous, this, I thought, why not cut, this is the smallest of the little trees, why not cut that out in the tag, and you can see then the green behind it on the inside of the card. So that's what we're going to do right now. And we have 2 of these to cut. Sorry about the camera wiggling there. Okay, there's one down. And there's me a little white tree I can keep for Christmas tag or something. See, sometimes washi tape gets a little sticky. I don't want to have to recut or redo anything. That piece of washi tape is not needed anymore. Thank you for your service. All right, let's lay this one here and put this just at the tip. Doesn't take much, but when doing a video, I like to be a little carefuler. Here I am trying to go really careful with this machine, and my little TT is not even in my room. It's way too cold in here. My fingers are almost numb, so if I'm fumbling a bit, that's why. Okay, those are done, and I'll show you the result in a second. Let's put this back in its spot on the desk. Something I do want to show you, because me being who I am. When I first started playing with this 3D embossing folders, I was using the snowflakes. I did not realize, because I keep them in this, I'll get it out. I keep them in this little container on my desk. My extra plates, the instruction booklet's over there, and it had these plates. This one was under the extra plates. I didn't even see it. And to tell you the truth, I never even flipped them over to read the instructions. I didn't flip this one over. That's what was under. I had this one here. Now, it does not ever occur to me that it just said insert embossing folders. Hinge first. It gives you directions. It gives you pictures. It's very self-explanatory. But me? No. I was having a very difficult time trying to jam a 3D embossing folder through the machine with plate 1 and plate 3. I even called Stampin Up and asked for help. And I was like, is my machine broken? You know, I don't want to force it. I don't want to ruin my machine. And that's when I got the information. There is a second plate. And it even says, insert embossing folder hinge first. This one down here, it says, using with 3D embossing folders. 3D. So I took a Sharpie and wrote 3D on it. So I'll never forget again. I don't know if I can ever forget again after doing that. That's the noise my dog does not like. She runs. Okay. These are, oh, I really like that. These are the tags that are going to go inside the card. And I really, really like the tree cutout. I needed a little something. I was playing with ideas yesterday. So let's go ahead and get the stamp out of Angels of Peace. Peace on Earth, Goodwill Towards Men. And a little stamp block. And we're going to stamp our sayings on this. And we're going to stamp it in the Evening Evergreen. Just going to use the tissue to move that off. My tag set aside, telling me this is what I wanted to use. Checking my thumbs. Alrighty. I really like this. All right. Bingo. Love it. Okay. Leave that way over here. I'm going to put the stamp pad there, and I'm just going to do this a lot. My daughter's like, that's why your cuticles and your hands are so dry. Yes, I'm sure it is. That's why. Okay. Now, that is going to get glued on here, but I think I'm actually going to use, no, it's going to have to get glued on. It will glue down there. Just need to turn these over and start my glue coming out because I want this over here. I was going to use tear tape on it, but with the tree image, that is not going to work. And we'll do this one while we're at it. Why am I using this little bottle? Some of you might think it's because it's just got, I've got 2 of them with 2 different size tips. This one, I call it my IV bottle, is really tiny. This one's just a hair bigger, and I can just get in little areas better, like my Christmas trees, getting those And these are some reverse tweezers. My daughter bought them for me for Christmas. She's like, I heard you talking about those, that you might like them. And I said, yes, that's true. And I do like them. Okay, I'm going to put that back in my little bin. It's great for picking up things. There we go. All right, those back in here. Now, our trees. This is why, where's the other one? Oh, it fell off. Okay. Especially for little things like this. I'm layering this one behind this one. And before I even do that, I'm just going to stick some glue on the right side of this tree. Because it's going to, I want the green to the left. I'm doing one this way and one the other way. Okay. Put that in the bin. Pick up this one, and we're going to do it on the other opposite side. And then we'll be ready to put the card together. There we go. I don't need the silicone mat because I have it, but don't need it because I use this glass mat for everything. Okay, card bases. Let's bring those in. Now, we have, gonna move these just down here until we're ready for them. We're doing 2 easel cards 2 different ways. One's portrait, one's landscape. So, to do it for portrait, you just fold your cardstock in half. Nail file, not needed. Bone folder, check. Okay, let's see. Line up the corners. My grandson calls this, I know I say this probably every video, a creaser, not a bone folder. So we're going to fold them both in half to start with. And I don't know why I tried doing it any other way than the way I do it when I get on a video. Okay, no measurements really, just you need to know it's a half a sheet of cardstock. Either way you want to do it. Then you open one end of the fold and fold it to the fold you just made. Such a simple, fun fold card. And the effect is awesome, especially for Christmas. People display their Christmas cards. I do. And this one sits lovely. You could do this with even a picture. You used to do family pictures. I don't do those anymore. My children are too old. Okay, so here we have our 2 style easels. Now let's fold these down and set these aside while we do our... I need to cut this real quick. I'm like, oh geez, it's not in there. And since I can't fit this in the camera view and on my desk without it making a mess, I'll give you a shot of the ones I made yesterday. You can check these out. There's this one. Hopefully you can see that. There's this one here. And let me run this through my machine. And I'm going to use a piece of washi tape because I messed this one up yesterday. And I don't want to do that today. Not one little bit. I don't want it to move. Not sure exactly how it moved. Probably because my handle of my machine, I moved it out a bit. It kept hitting the shelf that it's sitting on, a little cart next to this shelf. So let's see what we have now. Okay, move our cards aside, way down at the other end of the desk so nothing happens to them. Voila! Didn't mess up this time. You can definitely see the difference. See how it's off? And this time we're changing it up a little bit with the... I'm not throwing it away because this side can still be used for something or for a test. So I'm going to put my die on the die sheet so it doesn't go anywhere, and bring in the other pieces we need. What did I do there, huh? Well, for this card, I won't need to do it for these. I wanted a little something here, and I was like, oh, let's just do it right where the cabin's gonna be. So I cut out 2 little snowflakes out of an old retired snowflake punch. And let's go ahead and glue this down to my evening evergreen. I should probably just get my Tombow bottle out of my drawer. Okay, so I want to get it equal up there on the sides. I need to replace my blade in my cutter. I just haven't done it. And this, see how it's got this little space here? This one was short by like 1/4 of an inch. But these are going to cover that. And nobody but you and me will know once the card is done. So I'm cutting the tree apart. Or trees, you could say. Let's get that off the side. We're going to flip this over. Put just one little thing of glue across there. And I'm putting this right behind. See those 2 little holes in the porch? Like it's looking out into the woods. That's where my trees are going. Now, these trees, when they come together, are like this, okay? I wanted it reversed on this card. I didn't want them in those positions on this portrait style card. So, and I am bringing this off, and you won't even see it, but I am going to line the trees up with there. See? You don't even notice that the cardstock is there, missing its spot. And we are gluing this directly down to the page. I'm going to bring it down a little closer so I can get it lined up right where I want it. And I am so happy with this result. Now, that's my little fence post with the black on it. Don't want that one. I do want this one. Kind of like the idea of bringing it in. And my little badger friend. Yeah, except this bugs me a wee bit, so we're going to trim this down a wee bit more. I could have done a better job of lining it up, but it's okay. And my scissors here are honestly 15 years old, and I'm still waiting for my new ones I ordered from Stampin' Up to come in. All right. Do not use on them to my family, because I've gone through so many, because they come in and they take whatever they like. Not that saying do not use on them is going to prevent them from doing anything. All right, so originally I had the fence post over here on the card when I stamped it, directly card, and that there. But I think I'm going to move it like this. And do I want these on dimensionals? Yeah, I think we'll put them on minis just because I can. And there's some minis for me to use. Let's see if I have to cut them down even smaller because of, nope. This piece might go straight across it. Yes, okay. Let's take it off and get it on there. Last minute changes. We're women, we can always change our mind. That gives it just a little pop of dimension there. And the wee little badger dude will need one wee little mini. Come back to me. My fingers are so cold. All right. I love this. Love it, love it, love it. Okay. Portrait card set aside and done. Bringing in our landscape card. Now, this is where these trees are going to be going. I did tell you that this one's going to need a little trimming, I believe. Okay, it wasn't the cabin that needed the trimming, it's the paper that needs the trimming. Okay, so can I do it in this guillotine cutter? That's a negative, cannot do that. So I actually have to bring out my big cutter on my table and pull this up, turn it around. It is 4 1/4. So this must be a hair longer than it should be. Gonna double check. Yep, okay. Just a hair. And scoot that aside. Trying to lift this up. I want to come off that. Fingers are a bit too cold. Okay, so let's glue this one down. Right about now, I want my Tombow bottle back. But I already have this one out, so we're going to go with it. Okay. I really need to get online and order them. Yes, this one, I do remember. I wanted a wider border around the edge just to have a little bit of difference. And that looks crooked to me, so we're going to have to pull this up real quick, hopefully. We pull it down more. Now it's going to be stuck there for good. Now, for this one, we are going to cut the trees apart too, because did I do it on the other ones? Yeah, I did. There's that. There's this. I just liked them the other way, you can say. Okay. And I do remember that's what I have my extra little pieces. There we go. I had done all these little, there you have 3 sizes of trees. The tall one, the small, and extra small. I wouldn't say that's medium, I'd say it's small. Okay, so, and I do know that I wanted one of these kind of right there to where you can see the green in there. Now these guys are going to get glued down. just like that. And then I have a tall one, kind of like that. Or let's see, I don't need the whole thing really peeking through, just a bit of it. I think I'm going to go with this one. All right, and I want it right here because there's nothing. And then I think just for fun, we're going to throw another one like this up in behind the trees again here. Oh, look at that. That's on the other side of that paper. I didn't even realize I had done that. Okay, always love two sides of the paper. Since we have them, why don't I use them? All right, we're gonna go there too. This one's gonna have lots and lots of trees on it. All right, and I think this one needs to come down a wee bit more. Now, there. And then trying to decide. Let me put it down on the paper and let me have a look at it. I think I need one over on this side to balance it out. And that might be the tall one. And then it will be, okay, then that's gonna bug me because then it's off my edge of my border unless I do that. And I don't like that. So it's getting kind of thick back there. Alrighty, let's see if I can get this one off because that one's bugging me. Now let's take a look. Yeah, that's better. Okay, sometimes less is more. Now my little badger friend is going to come in here. And this tree is going to come in here. And I could use this one over here on the edge. And I think that will do it. I'm happy with that. I'm really thinking that this other tree is bugging me. Carefully remove it. Okay. Let's go ahead and put dimensionals on this and get it glued down. We're just going to go with a big piece in the middle since it's almost, we're going to put that in fact right in the middle. I'm going to put these on the side. Let's see. We need one here, and we need one there, one up there near the chimney. Cut this wee little guy right there. Don't want the top of my tree sagging. And I'm just using up dimensionals. Okay, then we need some across the bottom. Now it should be good and secure on the paper. Let's get all these little pieces off. My other cards didn't have this many, but they were strips and they were needing to be used. Let's see. Okay. Move all of this off. Move that, move this. And I'm going to bring it down so I can see it. Ah. Making sure I leave the wider border on it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Now this little dude, I wonder if we put this, I could cut that off. Maybe I should just put a little piece of the fencing in there. We'll cut that. I mean, I created it. Maybe might as well use it. Okay. Let's see. Put that there. Oh. Nope, not that one. You can put the tree behind it. And this one here. And my little badger taking a walk on the wild side. Okay, we're going to put these up on minis. Hoping one can go right there without being in the way. All right, bring that down to the bottom of the page, right to the edge. And one we know fits on the back of Mr. Badger. If he is not a badger, I apologize, but like I said, I know it does not look like a fox to me, the way the tail is. I should ask my husband, he would know. And this one is going to go straight down, glued down. Putting a little bit more glue on it than I did the others. And I'm going to lay it there. That's why I have dimensionals back there. And this one should need 2 wee little dimensionals. Trying to make sure I lay them where they will not be seen. That one looks like it needs a little adjusting. Yes, that's much better. Okay. And we are very close to being done. I tell people when I mail you a card, I put a lot of work in them. My heart and soul, this is what I love doing. And I love being able to share it on YouTube. And I hope you enjoy watching it. So now let's bring in our card bases. Do this one first. That's me grabbing a piece of my tear tape, some white stuff. I need to take these scissors. I bought these scissors at Michael's. Paid close to $15 for them. They are the worst scissors. Worst scissors. They don't cut. These, my glue cutting scissors, non-stick carbon blade, those work better than these things. Those I'm going to take inside the house. My family can have those. Okay, so just making sure I don't put this I don't want it all the way across. Trust me, it sticks and it ain't coming down. All right. You can give it a rub with the bone folder, but I think this is good enough. And I'm using my little sewing needle to pop it up. Because that's what works best for me. And we're going to lay this down. right there. Now we can even go ahead and put our tree, this piece, inside. Yes. Trying to decide where I want it to be at. It's a good angle, and I like that with just a wee bit of a border. I kind of think it needs, believe it or not, I want to put some more dimensionals on the bottom of this one. Just seemed like it was a little needy right there. So we're going to go ahead and give it a little bit more love here. Popping these off as quick as I can. But it's not done yet. I love the tree cut out in like a little window inside of this. So fold the card. I know I want it basically centered. I'm looking at my grid, trying to line it up right there. Okay, yes, love it. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside, get the other one on its easel, and then we'll put the finishing touches on the inside. Grabbing another stretch of tear tape, score tape. Oh, that's gonna come close there. Might have got that a little. It's gonna come close. Needle. I do this all the time. Where's the needle? Anybody see the needle? Looking on my tape. Oh, I lost my needle. I guess I'll use the one that goes in the... I lose them all the time. Have to use this one. I had a red one for about a week and a half that had a little red ball on it that stuck in my fabric coaster. This one is one that goes in my bottle. Okay, let's hopefully... Oh yeah, that's gonna go down just fine. It's down right now. It is down. Okay, now I'm popping it up, bringing this in. I know now that I need a little bit more on the edge. Here. Now you can make this card and not make it an easel card. You know, you don't have to have it all topped up like I am. And you don't have to use as many dimensionals as I do, but I get kind of stingy with dimensionals just because we live off of one income here. My husband is retired from the military, and when it gets close to the end of the month, we get pretty well broke. But he still allows me to purchase every month. Oh, products I love from Stampin' Up. Love this. Just, I cannot tell you how much I love this card. Okay. And I don't always say that about my cards. This one, yes. Taking a drink. Now I am bringing in the finishing touch, which is the ribbons, which I just ordered and got this month, specifically for Christmas. And also for the new Eden's Garden stuff that'll be coming out to everybody in November. I am thinking I'm going to go with soft succulent for a bow. My bow maker, homemade. My husband made it. It's a piece of 2x6, I think it is. Let's make a nice bow. He put holes in here for my dowels to stay. I know my bow. Do I want a bigger bow or a little bow, littler bow? Trying to think of. Now I determine that is I go like this and look at it and you know what? That looks like a good size bow. This to me might be just a little too small, so we'll keep it here. And I love using this because you can adjust it even as you have it on there, and you don't waste a lot of ribbon. Let's see. Oh, yes. So pretty. So there's one. Oh, I should have just... Okay, there's one. We need two. Let's see. Need to cut that off there. One more to make. Take it off of this. Put my little wind dowels back in there and setting that on my desk. It's nice and sturdy. All right, I was looking for my ribbon scissors here. I don't want to cut it until I get it on the card, the edges there. All right. So let's open this up. See how pretty that is? Okay, I want a glue dot, glue dot, glue dot, glue dots. There's some large ones that came in a paper pumpkin. All the ones on these little sheets are from paper pumpkins. I need a needle. All right, I'd like this big one because it's gonna go right there. Pop that off. Place that like that. It's such a cool little surprise on the inside of the card. And this way I'm trying to make it just so I'm happy with it. Oh yeah. Now this one needs a little bit more. Okay, look at that. I love it. I do. I'm happy, happy, happy. And we're gonna bring this one in. Just grab a large glue dot, put it right there. And then I will show you the other ones. I'll show you my monochromatic cards I made. This one I tied it a little tighter. Just wanted to see the different form of the knots. I want to pull those this way. And, okay. And easier if I could lift this up to me, but trying to do it in camera sometimes gets quick and painless is the answer. Alrighty, let's try to get these in camera and give you a final view of them. Of all my extra stuff off. So, landscape portrait in color. Hope y'all can see just how pretty that is. And I love this. It is going to cost a little extra to mail a card like this because of the bulk. This one, if you didn't put that bow on there, you could get away with regular postage. I know from dealing with my postmaster, this one will cost me extra to mail, but you know what? It's well worth it. It is so lovely. I love the tree die cut. Okay, so these are today's cards in colors. These were yesterday's, which, see, sometimes things don't work out for a reason. These are just the reverse. This one even has a wider border on it. And see, my little badger was here because he comes on, I'm trying to see where I put it. You can cut him out completely or just cut him out like on a snowbank right here. That's what I did with this one. This one is completely flat, nothing bumped up, just completely stamped down. So, and then my monochromatic cards. Let me show you. This is it in black and basic gray. In the inside, I did a little tag detail with a little bit of, this is the black and white gingham ribbon in the mini catalog. This is some black twine and a couple of little basic rhinestones. This was my practice. This was in my scrap box, so I practiced colors. This was the cabin in soft suede. This was the fence in crumb cake. The badger was in black. The sentiment was in black and I didn't like it. So I flipped it over. This is the cabin in early espresso and I really liked it. And now that can go in the recycle bin. These are my easel card backings that I'll have to stamp some more with. Now this is it. And I put some black faceted gems there, and this is the inside. Now I'm going to show you something absolutely horrible. Those are the other ones that happened to me. This one, I changed it up. I didn't like how I did the stamping of the snow and the black and gray. So I changed it up like this. And yesterday it fell on the floor and I rolled my chair on it and I stepped on it with my shoes. So this card's ruined. The inside I could keep. This is ruined. So sad. But that's what happens. Now for the envelope for this card, here, I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this for all of them. Let's bring back the Evening Evergreen. And from the Peaceful Cabin, I love, may you enjoy the peace of this beautiful season. I couldn't fit it on the card themselves, so I still wanted to use it. Let me grab a block. I decided to stamp it on the envelope. So there is the envelope for the card. You could stamp a tree, you could do quite a bit on there. But for my cards, I think they're lovely. There's the easel card in soft succulent. There's the envelope. This is the opposite of that one. And one more look. I'll change these around. And these are the portrait ones in color. And this little detail is awesome. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it inspires you to make some cards and keep crafting out there. So have a great day, everybody. Bye.